sakali. Pero minsan kasi pinipili na nila yung Suyo sa ganito. So Suyo plus Harith, for example, up against this Marcel para meron kang true damage option to eventually take out itong Marcel.
All right, so with the Marcel gone, Valentina's gone too. Oh, ONIC have really ticked their conditions for going for this Marcel first.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Gwyn. I agree with that. I like the.
Yeah.
I think Claude should be a must here. It's tough to play the Harith into a Marcel, and usually you can expect that the Marcel Harith are going to be paired together. Maybe later the Granger if they want the burst. Suyo, Harley, Leomord, all those open as well. Hilda Rush.
Okay.
I've been kind of here and there about Hilda first phase priorities.
Yeah. But at the same time, flexible pa rin naman yan at both Flap as well as Ogwen can play this. And medyo dinidissuade nila na mag-assassin itong si King on ONIC Philippine side. However, meron pa rin nung Suyo, like sila yung pwedeng gumawa ng Suyo as plus Harith, which I think has no drawback dito sa first phase. Lalo na alam nila na reveal na yung Claude and Claude versus Harith is a matchup na parang I would say pretty even in the laning stage. Tapos sobrang daling i-activate. And then of course, meron kang true damage against this Hilda. It's going to be Leomord pa rin. Interesting. Yung Zushin Marcel is not the best synergistic hero mid lane duo.
Yeah.
But they will still pick it up. Lalo na may Claude pang dive dun sa Zushin. I'm curious what ONIC really wants to play with this.
Yeah, it seems like ONIC just went for individually strong lane domination, but then together awkwardly weird.
Oo, di ba? Parang ano lang, malakas na talaga sila. Huwag mo na isipin yung combo, huwag mo na isipin yung synergy. Individually, malakas na talaga sila mag-lane. I guess yun yung idea dito para sa ONIC. Falcons, they have a choice to go for Gwyn, which they pair up with Claude typically. Pero kung may Hilda, baka mag-Suyo na lang din sila dito up against the Leomord.
I think I'm a little bit more for the Suyo because the Guinevere against the Marcel, her entries get messed up. So yeah, the Suyo comes out. Okay, I don't know how you feel about this, but I think the Hilda needs to just get locked into Rome already because putting it in the XP,
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we're back.
All right, we're back. So, well, it's like Hilda's mad at me. Yeah, just put the Hilda in the Rome because putting it in the XP hurts what you might want to be able to do because at least with the rotational speed, you're good, but EXP laning matchup-wise, you need a bigger set.
I get what you mean. So, ang magiging options sila for that one is I think yung mga parang alternatives doon with the Hilda is the Alice para meron sila ding pang setup eventually na pwede nila combine with the Hilda. Tapos meron ka ng vision doon. At yung Arlot na although wala siyang parang stun combo, nagme-make sense siya kasi pang setup siya na hero dito para sa side ng Falcons.
Okay. So we're looking for big setups here. EXP and Gold still on the docket for ONIC while it's a mid laner and EXP. I think Falcons needs to get their mid laner first. You can already see the priorities there anyway. While the EXP, you can still adjust. And I think the adjustment for whatever you're going to put in the EXP, or hell, if they send that Hilda to EXP and then the Rome, it's going to be very important here for Falcons to make it work. Mid first and then EXP later, I think.
Tama. So kung sakali, ang mga options doon for Falcons is Ime against Zushin, tapos
Yeah,
wala pang masyadong rundown dito yung ONIC, so I think that's a safe pick. There is an option na mag-Luyi din sila.
Oh, maybe. Oh, you know what? I see the vision with that. Clearing in the mid is going to be annoying against the Hilda and the Loyi. You back up the Hilda in laning with those little micro stuns. You can punish that. If it's not going to be something like the Loyi, how do you feel about maybe the Lilia? At least just for fast wave clear, or do they need more crowd control?
Parang short range masyadong Lilia. So
Gotcha.
Actually, naisip ko what if mag-Selena dito yung Falcons?
Ooh.
Mewan ko kung naalala nyo pa ang Selena ni Haji. Parang may faint memory ako na nilalaro naman niya yung hero na yon.
Feel ko may asim pa eh.
Yeah, and meron ka ng spotter, meron ka ng Hilda, so that could be a good pick. And also, it forces some reactions para sa ONIC na kailangan natin ng isang frontliner na para tatake dun sa mga pana na yon.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the safest option is the Kimi, I feel like, para kay Mr. Haji.
Okay, to go with the Teresa, you think the Sora has a spot here for the Falcons lineup? Usually you want to play the Sora against a Leomord, but the Marcel might make things awkward for you.
Yeah, that's very awkward for the against Marcel. Pero eventually, pwede yun kung last pick kung sakali. It's Alice.
All right.
Wow, okay. So we did say na ito yung isa sa mga option para sa Falcons earlier. But, okay.
Oh, wow.
And the Yison Shin, pang-counter dito sa Claude. So, ONIC naman ang mid-range dito sa ngayon with a lot of fighters on their side. Yison Shin can also act like that. So, Haji, I guess, ang kailangan nyo dito is big, either true damage source or talagang massive chunks of damage para hindi makapag-sustain yung Yison Shin, Claude, and Disleomord. So, baka hindi na sila mag-Kimi. Farsa might be on the table para sa Falcons.
Yeah.
Para talagang masakit at may pangtunaw ka na damage. There's an option of the Lunox sa ngayon. And, and they will indeed go for the Farsa. Makes a total sense here. Falcons have drafted Renmar, yung pinaka, sabi nating meta na lineup sa atin ngayon. Whereas ONIC going for the Pakito and the Yison Shin makes it so spicy. So pick your poison na lang dito para sa dalawang teams natin.
Yeah, it's a wild card. Pakito doesn't have the win yet, but the Yison Shin of Severo stands undefeated so far this season. Are we finally going to see a loss on that Yison Shin, or is he just going to prove just how good he is with that hero? Real quick, who are you siding with? Just name a team.
No, you just say ONIC. I'll say ONIC dito. Pakito and the Yison Shin looks crafty.
Yeah, I'm running with the ONIC here too. Let's toss you back on over to the casters. Casters, let's go!
6 for 6 is the pressure. Clayton Severo gold laner on that Yison Shin. Now could he go 7 for 7?
Ah, man. You know what? One word that was brought up so much in that panel was reach. I really feel like as spicy as ONIC's lineup is, that reach might just bite them in the behind later on. So I'm looking forward to whether or not they can actually ramp up strong so that they can actually just push through and punch through the defense so that the reach disadvantage doesn't matter.
I get where you're coming from, especially as it was highlighted as early as during the Marcel Juicin pickup. There is little to no hero synergy you could really expect from these two when it comes to the mid lane, but individually, and I think that's something that they kept going through the entirety of their draft, is like individually their heroes are terrifying to look at, especially in terms of the laning. Just look at where Kirk currently is already, and how Severo is. How is Severo actually managing it? I was about to take back what I was saying.
Okay. I think Falcons took that as a clear sign that maybe Marco can start asserting himself. In comes Brusco. Flicker out of nowhere.
Well, just when you thought, you know what, he could actually assert himself, here comes a reminder that, you know what, it's really scary. There's a reason why Marcel is usually first pick in a lot of these games.
It's like a backflip out of nowhere. It's like, hey, nice to meet you. Backflip.
But I guess it won't really be that much of issue for ONIC, especially if they're able to maintain like the amount of pressure they're doing right now, at least.
Hey,
Okay.
Oh my God, Severo!
No! He crumbled under the pressure. We were saying pressure too much.
Did we jinx it?
Not the start you need.
Absolutely not, man. Severo losing it out, and again, giving a small advantage. Super Marco, one of the statistically really high placing gold laners in the league, you don't do that.
Hey, you give Super Marco an inch, he'll take a mile. Falcons are pushing the advantage. Look, they're going for the Lord. Oh, rather, Turtle.
Ogwen gets bursted down, no. Uses the flicker. Now it's gonna be Flap as the target. There's the Throne of Ruin, though, as the counter set together with a fettered airstrike. King Kong now very low. They're trying to go for the chase. Flap is gonna look for it as much as he can, but he lacks the damage and the follow-up, but he survived. Now it's Falcons taking the objective, and Super Marco finishing off the kill.
Oh my goodness, Falcons are out for revenge there. There's red in their eyes right now. It's so hard to actually fight, especially right now, that it feels like ONIC is going to have to fight uphill for this.
Oh, Kirk cannot get away from this. 3 members of Falcons on him right there.
Okay, this seems to be a contest. In the first game, something very similar happened, but ONIC ended up with like 1,000, 1,500. Now Falcons got almost 3 in the first 3 minutes.
And that's not even like a full-on 1 minute of a fight. They just got it through sheer force, advantage on the objectives and on the jungles.
This was less ONIC making a mistake and Falcons just playing well.
Yeah, they were the ones really forcing out. Even that one flicker that we saw used from, oh, these 2 mid laners are going at it! Golden Hour will be saving him there. Now Kirk to provide the help. Ogwen looking like he is going to be in a dangerous spot, but the bushes in the region will help him survive yet again.
It's a very nice submarino that we're seeing here. Falcons tagging in, tagging out. Am I watching wrestling here?
Salik Imam needs to be studied. Close call there for Kurt. The machine is oiled up and ready to go. You see how close he was to dying? He was literally picking a fight with a fresh prince.
Oh man, the Fresh Prince here.
Yeah, look at their heart rates at this point.
Ogwen's just chilling.
He's chilling, he's fine.
He's at 70 heartbeats per minute and he's just running around like, oh, I just need a bush. I just need a bush.
Yeah, but ONIC are feeling it right now. They're just so pressured.
Super
And
Marco.
speaking of the pressure, Savero nearly gets taken out right there once again. Ogwen here to provide some help.
All right, they're just using Super Marco as a trap over and over again here, it feels like it. And now they're going to get a little bit more here, a little bit of an extra on the bottom side of the map.
Turtle number 2 going up to Falcons with very little to contest because that's a stroke of genius. They rope a dope ONIC with just 2 members. That was all Marco and Ogwen.
And everything's happened so fast. Falcons, after that objective, have already secured their first turret in less than 5 minutes as well. It's Falcons just adapting so well to how ONIC have been revealing their rotation so far, wherein you know that Kirk is likely to keep rotating out, and they just took advantage of that time and time again.
Yeah, that's a big adaptation. You're using macro instead, and now it's a switcheroo again, Super Prince.
Oh, that's a Crimson Beacon in, but a response from Flap, not enough to save Haji right there, though. Golden R gets dodged by everyone as they get brought back under the turret. Ogwen running away, but they take the kill on Haji, and no, Flap will be able to escape.
Yeah, as I was saying, man, there's a really big switch up here that's being done by Falcons. Pure macro dominance. They know that ONIC wants to brawl. They know that they know they're scrappy, but you know what? Falcons are just trying to use 2 people, get more advantages cross map, just maybe swap it out. They can do it over and over again here in this game.
Dear Lord, Marco's farming up. He is making bank. He can buy Ram now. He's 1,000 and change up on Savero
That's saying something.
in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, Ram in this economy? Come on.
Figure of speech, but literally that's how much money Marco has in the first 5 minutes of the game. He's literally sitting on about 4.3 thousand, while Savero is at 3.4.
Yeah, and ONIC are not really able to convert anything just yet. Falcons are managing the map so well that they are probably also able to just keep these key members in check every single time. Just look at how Falcons are probably aware that King Kong is just really being guarded well here in this purple buff because they cannot afford to lose out on any more of this farm just to catch up with this next objective.
Yeah, losing out on that farm is going to be so crucial here. Next objective also going to be a bit easier to take, especially if they take out Flap.
Okay, that's a member down for Falcons, but it does not affect their turtle take in any way. They still secured the 3rd objective of this game.
I would say that's a wash. I think it's a fair trade, and ONIC should start taking more of those. Because right now, they're slowing down Falcon's roll. In the game 1 that we saw that ONIC won, they were twice as high on a gold lead compared to Falcons. So Falcons have kind of slowed down.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, we're holding steady. It means that the pressure just kind of subsided, and now we're pretty much on equal footing. And I think the fact that Savero can just willingly go out of the map and not really receive too much pressure. Again, sorry for the pressure, the P word here for Savero. Again, he can do that over and over. It just means that ONIC still has that farming advantage. They still have the capability.
And it's great that they're starting with those kinds of trades first, because in terms of their cores, they're at least 1,000 behind for both their jungler and their gold. So teamfights might not really favor the super fam as much just yet, not unless they find those isolated plays similar to this one, forcing out that flicker from Ogwen.
Oh,
First go!
Golden hour to nothing. That's a good amount of time Falcons can play with, but the same still stands. They're sitting at about 3,000, 4,000 up, and the map hasn't moved much. Super Marco looking to take care of tier 1 up top.
Yeah, it's pretty good that Falcons just have to remind ONIC that, hey guys, we're kind of 4K behind, or 4K ahead, what are you doing here? Are you trying to cross this river here that we control? Check your map, bro. So I think they're doing a pretty good job in making that happen. And
Oh.
also doing a good job just making sure that, you know what, at least no invades, right? Ogwen's up on front. All of these bushes have complete vision on them. So that there's just no opportunities for like any surprises to happen.
Nothing offensive quite yet.
Yep.
And I think that's down to the pick on Savero. The fact that he can self-peel and reveal the map and kind of know, oh, I can farm here, I can farm there. That's what's slowing down Falcons. That's why we're just sitting at 3.5K up.
Yeah. It does feel a bit significant when you look at the junglers, especially with the 2-level gold or the 2-level gap existing between them. But at least ONIC are still somewhat keeping them in check, and Falcons cannot just be too hasty with their decisions to fight against ONIC. It seems as if whenever there is at least one member they find, ONIC have the tools to just really go for them anyway. Just look at the amount of mobility and chase that they can afford to commit onto one person. And speaking of that one person, it might be Super Marco, but he reacts so quick with the flicker.
All right. Good control. Ogwen's up on front. He's still threatening here. I feel like Flap can kind of he's just the big question mark here, right? Is Flap going to go in or not? Like, he's going to be the main trigger point.
Yeah.
And ONIC can note that there's about a 2-minute window that Marco has no flicker. So they can really pressure him. Nobody's rocking Purifies here, so nothing comes for free.
Oh, you're right. Everyone's actually on flicker. That's interesting. An interesting game here.
That's why ONIC are maybe somewhat pushing forward. But there's just so much sustain and front lines too that you have to take care of when it comes to Falcons.
They saw that Kirk is up top. They cannot contest. Falcons go for the throat. They take the first Lord.
Wow.
You know what? Compared to game one, this is the biggest non-fight I've ever seen so far today. It feels like they just don't want to give anything. They don't want to do anything on the map. Like giving away Turtle, giving away the first Lord.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Could Kirk actually take out Taji? It seems like if he only had a bit more time, then he could have. One more knockout strike denied by the Falcons!
That's Kyle's first stack. That is a long haul play. That's a Martel type-ish on Falcons right now.
Yo, I gotta just salute Kirk there. You gotta do something. You gotta try something there. Instead of just going down to 4 members of Falcons, you just came out a little bit too short near on the very end.
That was a 3-season arc that Falcons played on. Look, we're taking Lord, we're giving you Kirk. Oh, we're giving you Haji. Psych!
Not really.
Not to mention the first stack on Kyle. So Falcons, despite being stuck at about 3,000, 4,000 up, are still a macro-centric team. They will not allow ONIC to pressure them into playing a different way. Kyle!
Okay, it's gonna be Kyle now as the target. Platinum snap! And now they have enough to take him out. That's what we were talking about. Them, if they find a target, they're definitely gonna run them down.
It's nice that they're showing that they have a lot of kill potential still, right? You can't just roll us over. You can't just go wherever you want. You can, anyone here can get taken out, even Suyo.
You know what? It looks like ONIC picked up a little bit of something from Aurora yesterday. We're talking about Macrora versus Micronics. How about some Macronics? They're literally moving around the map to feign these fake pickoffs, and then suddenly, oof, the real target was Kyle all along. He got his first stack about a minute ago. Now he's down to half. Is that 30, 70?
Yeah. So that's fine,
Oh,
right?
6,
Oh!
7. Oh!
Uh-oh, Savero! Fortunately had the flicker to get out of that. Now it's Ogwen who might be in danger, but he's just too quick. He's so hard to chase. That's the Blazing Duet coming in from Super Marco, but he gets knocked up. Now has to go back to the BMI. Whereas Kirk, just look at what Kirk's been doing all along.
Yeah, he's been able to actually just split up very well, and I think that is the primary role of Kirk. I doubt he's going to join these team fights anytime soon, not without like a really big gun, like a Malefic Roar on his side. He can really help with removing Haji, maybe help out removing Kyle, because you know what, you can't really damage Flap. You're not going to do much against Ogwen as well.
Is he... Okay, at this point, he already has the War Axe, Hunter Strike, and the Queen's Wings. Probably gonna go for another...
He just wants more damage, right?
Malefic Roar, maybe?
Yeah. And again, when you have that Malefic Roar, your tower taking is also just so much better, right? So I think that's what they're trying to do. Buy some time, shove up these lanes on the side. You also want to go down later and take out that turret, maybe while they're doing this Lord, maybe.
And maybe he can afford to really go for the Haji kill later on if that just so happens to be the case. If he already has those items picked up, But Falcons once again, just look at how quick they are to go for the burst on the objective, and now they're going to quickly transition. That's the Golden R as a response. They're going to go for Flap and Kyle this time!
Whoa!
The Mountain Shocker's done! And now it's Kirk going into the back line, but the response from the Blazing Dude is a bit too much to handle as well. Super Marco has the BMI, can't escape.
2 for 1 kills for ONIC, still the Lord for Falcons.
That looks so good. I mean, the amount of crowd control Falcons had, it felt like Kirk just froze on the spot there. Or maybe that's just what happens when your double jab is out. Like,
But-
you use it.
But the damage from ONIC. Take all the crowd control you want, but where did it come from? ONIC ran through Flap.
Oh, and now they're running through Ogwin. Knock up from the Lantern Flare. Not even the better air strike will be enough to stop them. There those kills. Mountain Shockers done once again from Savero. Finding Super Marco and the turret in mid.
Where is this firepower coming from? I think we got the answer right there, right? Savero's just so crucial in these fights. 5-1-1 right now on the Yisun Shin. They need to answer this. They're going to be able to just repel the Lord Waves and just not even give a damn.
Savera has 4 stacks right now, and he's at 4 full items. He's nowhere near stopping. He's going to continue. At this point, I'd say he's more of a threat than Marco ever was in this game.
That's right. I think what we saw earlier in the jungle skirmish was like crits coming in from the Yisun Shin. Multiple members stunned up, just cannot really get out of reach of the Yisun Shin. Very, very sticky if you look at it.
And it happens every single time you think that Falcons are already in a really good spot to just commit to the fight.
Yeah.
Suddenly picks up that Mountain Shocker and lands it on the best possible target. Multiple times in a row, Super Marco and earlier Kyle and Flap.
All right, so they kind of know the recipe here. They know what they need to do, right? The big question is whether or not they're going to be able to actually just find another opening like that. Because Falcons, their lead's gone, but they still pack a punch, you know, figuratively
The
speaking.
map still belongs to Falcons. It's easier for them to still make plays.
Yeah.
But here's what's scary. ONIC can do just the same. They can send Kirk on the opposite lane. They can have Savera run around and then run back.
Oh.
Flap alone is gone here.
He did not expect this. It's a 5-man rotation from ONIC just to take out the Filipino cannon. And a monster for Savero, plus another kill on Haji. Open to the backlines, finding Brusco finally now. But then he might just be in danger too. Fortunately, had to flicker out.
All right, that's a 2-for-1. They're doing pretty good damage mitigation here, Falcons. But it feels like ONIC have found their groove. They found that rhythm to get the pressure going.
Oh my
against
God.
Falcons.
Kirk walks into it, sees Kyle and Ogun, cuts him in half.
Okay, there's no Haji. There's less threat of a burst. Kirk is just... he's so brave with this Paquito right now.
That's right.
Brave is an adjective that doesn't describe the whole thing.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Ogwen. Immortality popped. No way out of this, not unless, okay, no way to chase him down.
What?
But Kirk has to use the flicker to get out of that. Falcons now going for the re-engage, but it's ONIC who bursts down the Lord this time.
Falcons respecting ONIC's post-fight potential. Again, even before the Lord, ONIC is lethal. And now it's clear it's ONIC time. The yellow half of the arena have gone crazy. What does Falcons do here? Did they just drop the ball completely?
I don't know. It feels like they were forced to drop the ball, honestly. Just how much exertion that ONIC is doing right now, especially this Paquito, man. This Paquito's taking us so much by surprise.
I agree. Like, I do not want to even look at the KDA. The amount of impact Kirk has in this game, constantly pressuring the sides of Team Falcons, and even the positionings of these members who are just so crucial to how they're about to win it out.
That's what the hater would say. Look at his KDA. But I think that'd be a mistake. Even Falcons shouldn't look at the KDA. They should respect his output.
Yeah. It's just
Respect
look at him,
the
look at
output.
him, look at him.
Look at Kyle, man.
Oh,
Having a hard time getting punched here.
okay, that's the
Oh!
King Kong finding a kill on Kyle. How did that? Now it's gonna be Flap. Nearly bursted down. They take care of the Lord. But that's about it for now. Brusco going in for the dives. They just really want to take out as much base turrets as they can with another wave coming in mid. But even before it arrives, they already complete the job.
This is 4v5.
Yep. Kyle's nowhere to be found. Flying Clouds already utilized. Better dare strike just to clear out the wave. Super Marco. He's starting to feel the damage. Now it's Kirk going in for the fast clear. But Falcons can take care of it.
There's one more minion.
One more minion opens up on front.
Oh, but Falcons find the right opening with that Throne of Ruin from Flap. Now the Immortality gets popped. Kirk gets picked off. But the Mountain Shocker still lasts. Now it's Super Marco with a chase. A Flicker Blade, they do it. They're turning things around.
And now Super Frizz gets taken down by Kyle. 2 for 1. Falcons' first winning trade in quite a while.
That was as good of a trade as you can get right now.
Oh my.
ONIC just so close to actually finishing it. Honestly, one more death maybe could have been it.
Kind of felt the impatience there. But at the same time,
They can afford it.
yeah.
It's literally swiping without looking at the price tag. Brigida, you're familiar?
Oh, hey.
Because the
I'm
Lord
pretty
will
sure.
still be contestable. It's 30 seconds out. Sure, Falcons regains part of the map, but their base is bare. Kirk can just go off the long lane and say, look,
Yeah.
if you don't answer me, I will end it now.
Yeah, it's not like they completely lost out on that fight and Falcons were able to get anything more aside from those kills that they were able to find with that counter engage.
Yeah, it's not super too late for them to actually do that again, right? Like, they can still do that play where you send Kirk off on the long lane, especially right now. Most likely on the top side, Kirk and right kind of pivot very easily towards that. Now, if you're Falcons, what's the answer? Do you try to answer that, or do you just go for like an all-out push? We're gonna have to wait and see because fight's gonna happen soon.
Yeah. Because even those members from Falcons who are assigned to go for the entry seems like they're just constantly flushed out by ONIC and the way that they decide to group up right now. But Ogwen coming in from the backlines, plus the stun from Kyle. King Kong forced to use the Phantom Steed already, but you could say the same for Haji. No longer has the Fettered Airstrike. And now ONIC are pushing forward yet again, using the Mountain Shocker. And look at where Kirk is.
Look at Kirk!
He's setting up. He's setting up the backdoor play.
Oh! Wait!
You need to react.
Eyes on the
Falcons
prize.
need to react. And it's Kyle who reacts.
They send Kyle, and this gives ONIC all of the incentive to take the Lord down.
Another Phantom Steed, but there's a setup from Flap. Golden R, just to stop them in their tracks. They're looking for Sabero, but he has an immortality. Flicker from Haji, but he gets bursted down as well. Now it's Kirk taking care of the backlines and the chase from Brusco. Kyle will make it, but Super Marco falls.
Flap gets his freeze on. They're trying. Down goes Flap. Kyle between 3.
Kyle is all alone, and now they're going for the chase. Picks up an immortality, but will that buy him enough time? He tries to escape, but they go for the chase. Kyle cannot get back to the base.
Falcons just delaying the inevitable.